I started in about 74 and I phased out of the Skyhooks last year. Prior to that I was just living down at Phillip Island and generally being a surfie, working on a fishing boat and just building houses. Freddie and Bongo, who I'd been, no, Freddie and Greg actually, had the band Skyhooks already happening. They'd done one Sunbury with their lineup and they'd sort of got to a lineup where they're happy with, except Steve Hill, who was the lead singer at the time, decided to leave because he saw himself on television and freaked out. And I got approached to be in the band in 74 and I accepted because I thought it'd be a bit of a hoot and a bit of fun. And from then on it changed all our lives, and for like a good solid 4 years we were flat chat with the work involved within the band.
Okay, the American tour, that particular period of time, why didn't the band break in America?
Well, the reason we didn't really break in America was because it's a long-term thing and we really didn't spend enough time as far as in America over that period. And I think it did a little bit of harm actually to our Australian followers because we're away from Australia so long, but it's a big market. Like for example, if you're playing in New York City, which we did twice, you're playing to the entire population of the country you live in. So it's like the comparisons between playing in a Melbourne pub to a gig in New York is just unbelievable, just the vast size of things.
You signed a fairly large recording contract at that stage for overseas distribution. How much was it really worth in real terms?
Well, basically, if a band gets a record deal, the thing they're after, it's not so much your percentage on sales and everything, it's a fat, juicy advance, right? Basically, the advance is because of where you live in Australia, to get to America, to take your solos over, your roadies, your management, or whatever, it takes a fair whack of money. So basically, if you can get a heavy advance, which is non-recoupable against royalties, meaning you don't have to pay it back, you've got a chance of doing things. Regardless of how good a talent is, whether it be Skyhooks, Elton John or whatever, I think luck plays a hell of an important part in getting there. And I still regard myself as a very lucky individual to have achieved what I have for the amount of time I've been in it, because there's a lot of bands that sort of work for like 4 and 5 years before they even break their market. And we were fortunate to do it in like 2 years, and there was other bands in the country that were struggling at the time, and a lot of things happened in those years, Countdown and rock magazines starting up, and it all progressed, and I regard myself as very lucky.